Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back here on YouTube. It has been a while since we posted a video. Just kind of been doing short videos on TikTok here lately. If you guys have been watching, it's been very, very active the last couple of weeks. We're going to start to get back into the YouTube videos again. I need to get back on here and be posting for you guys. Also, the storm chasing that we did a couple days ago, we're going to have to learn how to get like some better Wi-Fi setup or something like that. That way I can be able to stream that for you guys. It didn't go too well because we were kind of in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, once again, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Make sure y'all check out the TikTok video as well. Make sure you guys comment on this if you guys have any questions about anything. Like the video as well. Subscribe if you're new to this as well. Appreciate y'all. Really trying to grow the YouTube channel here as quick as we possibly can. So once again, I appreciate y'all for watching this. Let's go ahead and dive into what we're looking at. We do have a marginal risk of severe weather today across the southeastern part of Florida, basically from Rivera Beach, West Palm Beach, down to Lake Worth, Boynton Beach, Deltray, Boca Raton, Deerfield, Coral Springs area here, Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke Pines, Hialeah, Miami, and then Kendall here. This is a low-end marginal risk of severe weather, so this is a level 1 out of 5, but this is going to be a damaging wind risk here. Potentially, it's conditional and a hail risk. Really not looking at a tornado risk with this at all. I think the low-level jet in this area is really not even favorable to produce tornadoes, but there is always that chance that you see something. As we record this video here around 10 o'clock this morning, Central Time, April 22nd, we are looking at the active radar, and there are some storms, non-severe, some stronger storms here up near West Palm. That's something we're going to be watching here. There's some storms developing on the western side of the beaches here in the Marco Island, south of the Naples area, so we'll be watching for this area. But really over the next couple of hours and through this afternoon, we're not going to be seeing too much. The model's really not showing too much activity with this. We're really just looking at that conditional risk. You know, here and there an isolated storm might pop up around 11 a.m., maybe 10 to 1, but really looks to be that this is out of here by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tonight. Maybe a stronger storm down towards Miami. So we'll be watching this in case something happens, but really not looking at too much. And then that storm threat is out of here. Maybe some storms tomorrow around the Key West area, but really not looking at too much with that. We do have another marginal risk of severe weather on Tuesday, April 23rd. This is just all these next 3 days are just leading up to our bigger event that's going to start happening on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of this weekend into the weekend. And you know, this is just a stalled out boundary still here. A very, very low end marginal risk of severe weather. This is what we call a daytime heating event. We're going to see some showers and some storms tomorrow afternoon. Very, very isolated. You got a couple discrete cells around 5 o'clock here near the Sweetwater, Abilene, west of Abilene area here, and then one over Paducah, maybe Vernon here. Is just kind of an idea of what we're looking at. This isn't going to be exactly where these storms pop up, but it's going to be, you know, kind of in the vicinity that we see these. It's going to be a wind and a hail event tomorrow. We're not looking at a tornado risk with this. Like I said, just that spotty hail and wind threat that we see. Now, as we go into Wednesday, this is the first day of our, I would say, setup for our bigger storm. Our trough is going to eject on Tuesday night into Wednesday here, kind of set the stage. This is our first trough, our first shortwave trough. And on Wednesday, we do have a marginal risk of severe weather from Oklahoma City, Norman, Shawnee, Stillwater, Clinton, Elk City here, Lawton, Altus, all the way down here to the Big Spring, Snyder, Sweetwater, Crosbytown, Paducah, Childress, Vernon, Seymour, Memphis, Texas here area. This could move around just a tiny little bit, but we're basically watching a low pressure system that's going to be off here, maybe more likely in New Mexico and Arizona. We'll start to see that southwesterly flow here. That's a horrible arrow that I just drew. But that southwesterly flow start to pull in some of those dew points here. Like I said, seeing that conditional risk for some severe weather. This could go upgraded to slight. We'll just kind of watch this and see. This is going to be a hail and a wind risk on Wednesday. Not looking at really a tornado risk with this, but with any type of severe weather, just know that have away the get alerts on your phones just in case this does decide to do anything crazy out of proportion. We'll have the model run for this showing the actual precip forecast and the future cast for this tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, but for Wednesday. So we'll be watching this closely. But, you know, the populated areas, Oklahoma City being in this, Sweetwater, Big Spring area here in Texas, we'll be watching this. It's as we go into Thursday. Thursday is going to be the bigger risk day for this, as far as the first official day of the bigger severe weather set up here. And this is officially our trough will be kind of sitting, our low will be sitting over the Colorado area, New Mexico area, Four Corners. We'll be seeing a pretty strong southwesterly flow in the upper, mid, and lower levels. We'll start to see those winds come out of the south. Really going to be looking at a large hail and damaging wind event. Probably going to see a hatch tail threat with this. Hail up to 2 inches in diameter, kind of my thinking on this. We'll see that wind. Maybe an isolated tornado, but I think that tornado risk really holds off until Friday when we have our bigger severe weather event. Friday and Saturday right now look to be the bigger days this week. The learning models, we'll talk about that here in a minute, are showing that chance for an enhanced risk of severe weather already on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This is the risk zone out for Friday, and it's a lot bigger. This did shift back west a little bit more and north a little bit. This was covering only southern Iowa and into more of Illinois yesterday, but they did update this. They shifted it west and up north a little bit. So Fort Worth, Dallas area, this is a level 2 out of 5. This is the slight risk, meaning scattered, isolated, severe weather. Oklahoma City in this, Tulsa, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Arkansas, Dallas, Fort Worth area. You get up here into Wichita, Kansas, Topeka, Kansas City, Missouri, Jefferson City, almost all of Iowa and Missouri are in this, eastern Nebraska, Des Moines. So very, very populated areas on Friday. We will be going live for this on Friday and Thursday and Saturday and Sunday and possibly Monday next week, as we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But really, really going to be looking at that severe weather risk to really start to ramp up. And this is going to be pretty significant severe weather, in my opinion, on Friday and Saturday. We'll talk more about that why here in just a minute as well. As we go into Saturday, as of this morning, we have another risk zone that's been added, and that is the day 6 outlook. Now looking at a second trough that'll be coming in after this one. So there's 2 different systems. We've got the one on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday that comes through. That one leaves on Friday night into Saturday up across Canada. And we get an even stronger trough ejection. And this one looks to be more significant on Saturday and more widespread Saturday and Sunday. But we'll be looking at almost all of Oklahoma, northern Texas, Fort Worth, Abilene, Dallas area, Oklahoma City, Norman, Shawnee, Tulsa, Fayetteville, Arkansas again, Fort Smith, southern Oklahoma, not southern Oklahoma, southern Kansas, southwestern Missouri, Joplin area here. So another area, once again, the same area is being hit again on Saturday, and this is going to be, once again, a bigger tornado risk, I think, on Friday and Saturday, and possibly Sunday as this goes up the east. We'll be watching this very, very closely, a damaging wind threat. They're talking about an MCS squall line kind of happening in this area here, so a damaging wind threat definitely going to be likely probably with this more than anything else. We don't have anything past this point yet, looking at more than likely getting a day 7 or a Sunday and a Monday risk. SPC already highlighting and talking about that. And let's go ahead and let's go to that, and let's show you guys what we're looking at with that here as well. These are the learning models. These are going to show exactly, you know, kind of what different model agreements are showing, but you can see here we got our analog models on the left side column here. The middle column is going to be our CSU models. These are pretty good at being accurate. And then on the right side is SPC, the storm predictions forecast. So kind of comparing different 3 things here. The middle model here is the one I like to really go off on. They already have an enhanced risk of severe weather being shown on the learning models here with a hatched area over western Oklahoma and into parts of southern and central Kansas, that slight risk being expanded exactly where it's pretty much at now, but this being more of an Oklahoma event potentially on Thursday, like I said, and into Kansas. That's really what we're looking at here. I would see an enhanced risk coming out possibly with this kind of being along the lines, that hatched black circle area where your maximized probabilities are at. This could definitely be a pretty big hail and wind threat, maybe a tornado threat on the lower end with this. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Friday looks to be more widespread. They do have a pretty big hatched area on the learning models. Would not be surprised at all if this actually were to go moderate on Friday, and we'll talk about why. I think that strong tornado risk is going to be there, damaging wind risk and a hail risk there, but I really think that tornado threat really starts to expand on Friday. I really think Friday and Saturday, like I said, this week are going to be the bigger days of that significant severe weather, and like I said, would not be surprised if we get a moderate. I think it'll definitely go enhanced clearly with what these models are stating, both the analog and the CSU learning models. And then guess what, guys? We go to day 6. That is going to be on Saturday. The models are showing an enhanced risk of severe weather again, kind of in the same areas, but further north up into the Great Lakes, that slight risk goes. Another enhanced risk possibly over Arkansas, Oklahoma, East Kansas, and into Missouri. And then the analog showing kind of a little bit more further west. We'll talk more about that as well here in a minute. And then on day 7, we don't have a Sunday risk yet, but the models on Sunday already showing that slight and enhanced risk of severe weather in the exact same areas again. And then possibly in day 8 on Monday as we go closer into the Dixie Alley and Ohio Valley areas on Monday. So multiple days of widespread severe weather, some significant to dangerous severe weather definitely going to be possible as we go into the weekend here. Make sure you guys watch these videos that I post very pretty much recently every single day if you guys can. We'll be doing live streams on TikTok as well. We'll be live streaming these events as they happen this week, but I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse on what these are going to potentially look like. Like I said, the board here on the Storm Prediction Center, very full as far as the risk zones: marginal today, marginal tomorrow, marginal Wednesday, and then you go slight, nothing Sunday, Monday, but I do expect there to be risk zones added on Sunday and Monday with what we're seeing as far as those days go. Alrighty, let's talk about what we're looking at with the model runs. All right, let's go ahead and let's go to our 300 millibar wind with height. This is going to show our highs, our lows, kind of where our significant jet streams are going to be at. And as we go here through Monday to Wednesday this week, so today until about Wednesday, most of the United States is going to be dominated by a high pressure ridge. We do have that little trough ejection over here on the east and Ohio Valley area, East Coast area. We'll see some rain possibly along the Ohio River Valley here tomorrow night on Tuesday and into Wednesday morning. That'll skirt off the East Coast with that disturbance, and then we're pretty much dry most of the day on Wednesday for most of the United States, with the exception of Texas and Oklahoma. As you see that trough ejection start to build in off the left side of your screen here, this is going to be that significant severe weather, the first storm that we'll see. Once this sets up over the four corners, that severe weather on Thursday and Friday will start to ramp up. Like I said, that trough ejection, very, very negatively tilted. Upper level winds pushing up to 90 to 100 knots, pretty decent. And the upper levels, not too crazy, but enough to support that significant severe weather. And then as we go into Saturday, that trough kind of falls apart, moves off to the east. But look, on Saturday night into Sunday, here's our next storm system moving in very quickly off of the four corners. Once again, that'll be setting up a negatively tilted trough over the Central Plains and into the Midwest on Saturday and Sunday, and then across the Ohio Valley on Monday, potentially with some lower and severe weather, I think. But it looks to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday be the bigger days, at least as of right now in my thinking, and then possibly another storm system the following week. Let's look at our mid-level winds. This is our 500 millibar height. This is basically what's going to control our updrafts. It'll show us the stronger the winds here with this, the stronger your updrafts are going to be in your storms. Keep your storms mature, keep your storms healthy, and we are going to have those those mid-level winds right around 60 to 75 knots. So very, very much supportive of large hail across the Central Plains on Thursday and Friday here, and then into the Midwest. That is still very much in a very, very active area along Missouri, Iowa. Really going to be looking more of that severe weather risk, I think, into Oklahoma and Arkansas too. Mid-level winds pushing 60 knots, and then that trough ejection off, the second storm system already coming in the viewing window there on the west, and then that bigger one will kind of eject off to the east and Midwest Ohio Valley on Saturday and Sunday and possibly Monday. And then, like I said, we'll talk about that secondary system if that becomes a thing. Let's look at our 850 millibar winds. I know these are a lot of, explanations. I'm trying to give you guys these explanations as briefly and quickly as I can in this video. I don't want to make this video too long so people don't get bored. But this is our 850. This basically explains our tornado potential. This is basically, if you go outside right now and you look a mile up, this is going to be what the winds are at the surface. And this is going to help pull that rotation down in the mid-levels and upper levels that those storms create. And that's basically how you get your tornado. As we go into Thursday here, Wednesday and Thursday, really not looking at much of a low-level jet. I think if anything happens on Thursday where that bigger severe weather risk is going to be at there across the Central Plains, I think it'll be a lower end tornado risk, maybe a 2% or 5% risk zone, just kind of my thinking. Winds coming out of the south here, more south than north here, but there will be a little bit of wind direction change with height, I think, over Oklahoma, maybe southern Kansas along the boundary there where that exiting region is on the trough. So we'll be watching that very closely Thursday night for that small end tornado risk, I think. And then Friday, look what happens, guys. The low-level jet just explodes on Friday. And I really think across Missouri, Oklahoma, East Oklahoma, Arkansas, Eastern Kansas here, I really am concerned about this area. We could go 10% hatch, possibly even higher than that with some of these model trends going the way that they're going right now. So we're really going to have to watch that tornado risk on Friday. Like I said, we will be live streaming this on TikTok, and then on Friday night into Saturday, look at that low-level jet over the Ohio Valley and Midwest. We're talking 60 to 65 knots. That is a very, very strong low-level jet. And any storms that do mature and are ongoing and discrete, or if we're having lines develop or any line segments or anything, this is going to be a pretty big tornado risk across southern Iowa, Missouri especially, and into Illinois on Friday night into Saturday overnight hours. So we're really going to have to watch this, and potentially even up in the Great Lakes on Friday night and then early Saturday morning with the first storm. And then we get our second storm system that comes in, and that new low-level jet kicks in on Saturday and Sunday. Not too crazy until we get closer to that Saturday night into Sunday night time frame. We'll be watching this on Monday across the Ohio Valley for maybe a conditional tornado risk, maybe in Indiana, Western Kentucky, Illinois, and Ohio. Don't count your breath on that one, but we'll be talking about that more as we get closer to that event. Let's talk about the dew points. This is a very, very interesting conversation that we have as well. Dew points basically saturate the atmosphere at all levels. They keep your thunderstorms healthy. They keep thunderstorms mature enough to continue to grow in expansion and lengthwise and widthwise. They create your ecotops. They get them a lot stronger, so you have stronger updrafts as well. Dew points right around 60 or higher are very significant to support severe weather. Anytime you go above 65, I think you're talking about very, very conditionally supportive conditionally supportive, stronger storms, more on the higher end risk, I think, is what I'm thinking with that. It's just kind of my opinion on it. But as we go into Thursday here, look at our dew points, guys. Right along the dry line here, we're going to be seeing our dew points right around upper 60s, low 60s. You can see the low pressure system here right across the four corners. Southern Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas getting into those upper 60s there, possibly pushing 70. You know, these are the long range models. So once the short range models kick in, I expect these to maybe go up a little bit. And then as we go into Friday, look at these dew points, guys, all the way into Iowa, 60s, all the way down from Texas into Louisiana, Illinois, Western Kentucky, Indiana on Saturday. And then we get that bigger push of dew points on Saturday into Sunday here with that second trough system coming through. And then once we get to Monday and Tuesday of the following week, April 29th and 30th, I think the atmosphere is going to be a little bit drained, but then we could see another storm system come in with possibly even higher dew points across all the way into the Canada and North Dakota and South Dakota line. So that's something we'll watch as we get into the following week, but that's still 10 plus days out. We'll watch this over time and see what it does. What does this look like on the models? Well, the European suggesting some different scenarios here. I think Thursday, like I said, right across the southern Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas area, we'll have that risk for severe weather here. Excuse me, that conditional risk here, hail, wind, a couple tornadoes are definitely going to be possible on Thursday afternoon into the overnight hours and maybe even early Friday here. But it's Friday really that we watch that widespread. If we're watching Friday around 18Z to 21Z, our low is right across the South Dakota, Nebraska area here. And you can see that trailing cold front. Look at this big window of opportunity for severe weather on Friday. Widespread severe weather across multiple states. I really, like I said, think Friday and Saturday are going to be big days as far as that goes. This moves into the up into Canada by Friday, Saturday morning, and then we get that second trough to set up. And look what happens on Saturday, guys. We gotta watch Saturday. Possibly a squall line, maybe even a possible derecho with the way that this looks on some of the models here. I don't want to say that yet for sure, but that just kind of looks like a possible sign here. MCS squall line. Could see some supercells ahead as well of this, maybe behind this. A lot to still kind of figure out with this, but if you're watching this into Saturday night, you know, right around 6 p.m., possibly Saturday night, maybe going into 8 p.m., on Saturday night here. Look at this low from Missouri all the way down to Texas, looking at that severe weather. And then as we go into Sunday, this moves into the Midwest, Ohio Valley, Mississippi Valley, where we could have a more of a conditional risk on Monday here and Sunday for severe weather from maybe Louisiana all the way up into Michigan. It's something will be noted. We'll be watching Sunday and Monday's forecast very closely here because I'm in that area as well. We'll be definitely watching that for sure. Another thing that we just type to look at as well, let's just kind of look at the lightning flash. This will show your storm strength a lot of times. The more lightning, this white and those purple colors that pop up here, something to be noted. Very, very strong storms possibly, like I said, Saturday night into Sunday, and then this will move into the Ohio Valley on Monday and Tuesday. So that's something to be noted. One other thing we're going to look at this video here is going to be our CAPE values. This is like putting like fuel into a car or truck, you know, but this is fueling your thunderstorms instead. Instability definitely going to be well up into the 1500 to 2000s. And then as we go into Friday and Saturday, guys, we push 3000 joules per kilogram with the instability, which is going to be way more than enough severe weather instability to fuel these storms, especially on that Saturday, Sunday time frame. I do think we'll have a cap in place in some areas. We'll talk more about that as we get closer to this event happening. But that's pretty much what I've got for you guys as far as this goes. Make sure you guys do comment if you have any questions. Like this video as always. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing. I did post on TikTok as well, so make sure y'all watch that video too. It's briefer. This is more of that longer, in-depth conversation that I like to have with you guys. Like I said, we will be trying to post updated videos on here daily. If for some reason I can't, because these do take a little bit longer, make sure you check out TikTok. We're going to be trying to upload twice a day, potentially now, and live streaming as well, especially as we get closer to this event. So, other than that, I appreciate y'all for watching. Stay safe, have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all in the next video.